Errol the True Spence going what? Bulldoze Shawn Constipated Porter part what? 61. This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, y'all. We in part 61, man. Let's get into it, man. We done broke the plane. Now we got 39 of these bitches to get through. Hear me and hear me well. Listen, folks. Errol the True Spence, like I done told you guys, is the American Dream boxing superstar. This guy is going to run not only 147 roughshod, this man is going to 154, which is really going to be a more natural weight. You guys are going to see Errol the True Spence even more dominant at 154 because he doesn't have to cut as much weight. But he understands right now that this is a legacy defining moment for him, because once he bulldozes Shawn Constipated Porter, which he will, he's going to jump up on my list. And this is the realistic list, because here's the thing with a lot of classic goats and trouble that, you know what I'm saying? And even my Errol the True Spence, you know what I'm saying, supporters, you know what I'm saying, just like me, they can be extreme now. They probably got Errol the True Spence ranked #1 on their pound for pound list. But see, here's the thing. I'm going to teach you guys something about boxing, you know what I'm saying? Because I mentioned this in my live stream the other day, and I was trying to tell you guys, you have to fall in line with the fighter. Let me say it again. You have to fall in line with the fighter. If the fighter tells you out of his own mouth, this is what he is, and you're the supporter of that fighter, you have to fall in line, man. There's a thing called hierarchy. There's a thing called chain of command for a fucking reason. Let me say it again. There's a thing called hierarchy, and there's a thing called chain of command for a fucking reason. If your fighter tells you out of his own mouth, this is where my truest and my most properest levels is at, don't say that because the fighter is being modest. Errol the True Spence ain't being modest when he tells you he's ranked #7 or #8 pound for pound. No, he's being truth-telling there. Because remember, his name is the truth. There's no lies in his boxing ability. There's no lies in Errol the True Spence ways, man. You know what I'm saying? Only lies and errors beget lies and more errors. Oof, let me say that again, because that was so deep and profound. Only lies and errors beget more lies and errors. The reason why me and Errol the True Spence are lined up is because I'm the cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth teller on YouTube. He is the truth in the ring. See, I line up with my fighter. Errol the True Spence says he's ranked #7 or #8 on the pound for pound list. I line up with that. Errol the True Spence, in my mind, because he said it, I'm lining up, because that's the thing with hierarchy and chain of command. You're supposed to line up with the person you support. Because I see that with Terrence Bud Crawford fanboy man crushes. I see that with Cinnamon Alvarez fanboys. And I see this with Ultra Loma fanboys. They don't line up with the fighters. When Terrence Bud Crawford came out of his mouth and said, Errol the True Spence ain't ducking me, he said flat out no. You know what they did? They found a way to make an excuse of that. Oh, he just being modest. Oh, he just being humble. Oh, he just, no. Line up, motherfucker. Fall in fucking line. There's a reason why Errol the True Spence can't be in the top 10. Because there's a such thing called credibility. There's such a thing called numbers, man. Remember, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Let me say it again. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So yes, to me, Errol the True Spence has a resume that stands beyond other resumes, and I can sit there and constantly fight for him and keeps the foot on the what? On the next. And keeps the foot on the what? On the next. And apply unlimited pressure. But I have to also be realistic, because I'm Mr. Reality. And I understand that when you compare him to the Canelo Alvarez's, you compare him to the Terrence Bud Crawfords, you compare him to the Vasily Lomachenkos, even though Terrence Bud Crawford's boxing resume is smoke and mirrors, right? He was undisputed at 140. Something has to be said for that. Vasily Lomachenko, his boxing resume is smoke and mirrors, but he's constantly ranked 1 to 3. We know the pound for pound is not all cracked up what it is to be, but we got to go by the list. It is what it is. Just like boxing is not perfect, the pound for pound list is not perfect. Errol the True Spence knows once he beats Shawn Constipated Porter, remember, the Mikey Garcia fight put him into the top pound for pound list. He's in the top 10 because of Mikey Garcia. Now, I'm the one that sits here and says that Mikey Garcia is nothing but a what? Uber, Lyft, and what? Hey, taxi. A fucking taxi, Tijuana driver, cab driver fighter, right? I say that. That's the way I see it. But the facts are, this man won 4 belts in 4 weight classes, and he was ranked as high as #4 pound for pound. So when Errol the True Spence beat his ass and bulldozed his ass on the back foot, because it was a back foot version of a bulldozing, right? What we call a white glove, a wash, a double wash, and a triple wash. Errol the True Spence put his ass in the top 10. Now, once he beats Shawn Constipated Porter, he's going to be ranked number 5. And I'm pretty sure he's going to come out his mouth and say that shit too. He's going to be in the top 5 at that point. Then when he beats Terrence Bud Crawford, unequivocally and undoubtedly, he will be ranked number 1. And I will argue that motherfucker down with anybody. And I don't care who it is. Let me say that again. Once Errol the True Spence beats Terrence Bud Crawford, he will be number 1 pound for pound on the list. And I will argue that motherfucker down with any damn body. I don't care who it is at that point. Because now he would have beaten the guy that everybody say he's supposedly fucking ducking. When we all know that Terrence Bud Crawford too light on his ass. Motherfucker can't go past 147. Terrence Bud Crawford is 3 to 4 fights away of elite fights, right? Left in his boxing resume. Whereas Errol the True Spence can go up to 154 all the way up to 168, maybe 175, dog. That's how big Errol the True Spence is. Because remember, if Errol the True Spence is not in this new disciplined walk-around weight, his natural walk-around weight is anywhere between 180 and 190 pounds. So Errol the True Spence is a big boy. He can get up there. Remember, Andre Ward out of his own mouth said, man, I stand next to Errol the True Spence. That motherfucker is almost as big as me, if not as big as me. And what's Andre Ward's walk-around weight? 200 pounds? So y'all do the fucking math, man. And where did Andre Ward last fought at? Light heavyweight, right? Y'all do the fucking math. So Errol the True Spence can possibly and realistically go all the way up to 175. This is why I know Shawn Constipated Porter don't have a chance, because he's fighting a guy that's bigger than him. He's fighting a guy that's taller than him. He's fighting a guy that's more physically more dominant than him. And he's fighting a guy that basically could keep him at the end of the jab, blind his fucking ass, and bulldoze his ass strategically and tactically. Shawn Porter's in a fucking pickle. He boxes on the inside, he's getting bulldozed. He boxes on the outside, he's getting steamrolled. This man had the nerve to come out of his mouth on rapid fire and say, I am a complete boxer. Woo! No. You're not a complete boxer. You are what we call a complete backyard brawler, dog. That's your truest and your most properest levels. Let me say that again. You are not a complete boxer. You are what we call a complete backyard brawler. That's your truest and your most properest levels. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. And I apply unlimited pressure, dog, because pressure does what? It busts his pipes. So go somewhere with that corny ass shit. We knew your ass was corny, but once you said my favorite pastime is mimes. This motherfucker, I see why Kenny Porter talk for this cat, dog. Let me say it again. I see why Kenny Porter talk for this cat. Dude, take the mic away from your mouth. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. Dog. We ain't got time for the Rudy Poo and the plum brain shit. I told you, man. These fighters can be ultra fanboys with ultra fanboy rhetoric. Shawn Porter, don't ever fucking talk anymore, man. You sound goofy as fuck. You sound corny as fuck. And you sound stupid as fuck. What black person you know is in the fucking mimes? Just let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum, dog. This is Hino Sport. Checking out.